Hello, hiya, it's LindaLee, and I am working on the journal that I've been doing for this series, and I'm about to do some decorating of the pages. The last video that we did together, I did these oversized tags for the pockets that I have in the journal itself. I finished them doing the sewing and punched the hole and put the little hole protectors on them. But I didn't do anything more on the tags other than, just those parts. So I still have the tassel or whatever I put in the top and any other kind of decorating that I potentially might do. But what I did do, and I didn't do it on camera, is I did some collage paper and made some belly bands and the corner tuck things with the little flip for journaling, and stitched it only because I was sewing it. You've seen the collage part of it when I did the signature covers as well as the floating pocket. So I figured you didn't really need to see me do that again. But what I do want to do now is figure out placement for, the belly bands and the corner tucks, and then start doing a little more specific decorating. The decorating itself is really going to give it away to the person who is going to receive this for Mother's Day. She actually I won't post it until after Mother's Day, what we're doing right here, right now. But it's actually my neighbor. She lives immediately next door to me. She is young. It's a very young couple. They have a little boy, and she is an artist that she loves to draw, and she's really into like cartoons, video games, Disney. Her son's favorite is Disney. So that's where I'm going with all the decorating. I'm actually going to be using some clip art pieces, and I have a little bit of Disney scrap paper. So I'm going to be putting all those more modern elements on top of this vintage background stuff. It might sound a little weird, but I didn't get a lot of direction as far as what to do with the journal until actually I already had this stuff kind of done. The only thing he told me is that she liked red, and that was a challenge in itself, trying to figure out how I was going to pull red into this whole thing, because I don't know, I don't have red. But anyway, let's figure this out. So I'm not going to really do any kind of additional decorating. I did stick an envelope that I had made in here, so I might put some clip art on there. But we're going to just really set this aside for now. So I've got some belly bands. I've got a couple of these that I've coffee dyed that I want to kind of figure out placement wise. So when I put the signatures together, I kind of mirrored them, meaning they're the same type of papers in the same order. So, and there's the same number. So if we were to flip through the paper placemat and the ledger paper and the smaller paper, if we were to go to the other signature, they're the same papers basically in the same order. So we know where the oversized tags are going to go in those big pockets. I'm probably going to, as far as like any kind of ribbon pieces, other than potentially brown, I'm probably going to use primary colors, because they use bright primary colors in most of the cartoon stuff. The vintage cartoons, I guess Sonic is her favorite. And then there's, I got clip art for Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, I got some Pokemon, and some anime. Anime was difficult because it looked like there's mostly female clip art available for anime. There weren't a lot of male. So my guy said, well, pull up some Final Fantasy VII. So I got some of the Final Fantasy VII characters, the main male characters. So I've got some male and female there. But first, before we get to that type of decorating, I'm just gonna figure out placement and spacing. So I kind of like to space things out so that everything isn't in kind of like one spot. I've got 15 pages in each signature, 15 papers, which means 30 pages. So I kind of want to spread this stuff out a little bit. Let's do like a corner on that page maybe. And then we're in the second half of the first. Oh, I did tie some charms. I need to find one more charm for this right here. I was going to try and find like a lock charm. I think I have one. I just haven't located it yet. But I put a key in there. And let's say one of these there. Just 3-page off center. Another corner on the opposite side, and then the last belly band for this signature. I only have 3 belly bands, so maybe I'll just leave them all for the second signature. I don't know. And I guess I don't have to put everything in the exact same placement. I don't know. Maybe I should be doing this live so that you guys have some input. Page. And let's see. Probably this way. Looks like I need to do a little distressing on those two. I didn't do it on some of the edges because what I did is I actually trimmed them down a little bit. So belly band. Oh, there's the center here. I've got a cutesy little bee and mushroom charms on those two. So let's put this this on this corner and this in these pages somewhere. So I'll put it on this side this time. And then make these like little tuck spot, maybe. That or just glue it. Maybe I'll just glue it because this is right here. I don't know. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning where I put the first piece. This is not distressed. What was I thinking? I thought I had already gotten that part done. I'm going to use the darker color on this one. This is Walnut Stain. And the stain, somebody asked me the stain that I used on these big tags is actually called Cocoa. This is a Ranger ink pad, and the color is Cocoa. That's what I used on these. This is like my favorite. I like this one the best. And then this one is a little darker, and it's a newer pad too, so it's a little more intense as far as how much ink I can pick up. The other one, it's a little more subtle just in general purposes because it's an older ink pad and I can't pick up as much saturation, I guess it is. Now I did have these all distressed, but I cut them to make multiple pieces out of it, so okay, I'm going to use tacky glue. And should I make this a tuck or a belly band? It's actually, I think, a tuck. This is big enough for a tuck. Okay, so I got a brand new tacky glue. I have the other one well, I guess it's not brand new, I've used it. But the other one I've been using on my buttons. So if you see me do the book page buttons, I think I'm making more so that I have more, but I believe I'm going to put some in my shop. So and trying to keep it fairly small bead, and this bottom edge here. And I do believe I'm using too much glue, so I think I have a paper towel here somewhere. I left all my strings. I like strings. And I'll probably have to use like paper clip or something to keep this all together. I've got two bigger ones here. Got some paper clips too up on my little shelf here, but these are close, so we'll use these first. Yeah, see, it's oozing. Oh boy. See the trials we go through? Where's my napkin? I got a baby wipe here. Well, I guess I didn't use too much. Just on that bottom edge, it's coming out a little bit. So let's go ahead and paper clip it here. And just let that be. Moving on to the next thing. I am going to grab either more paper clips or I have some clothespins right here. So we use them to hold things in place. Those are pretty grippy. And then what I'll probably do is just weight down the book in the corners. So that everything, and let it dry before I start doing the next step, which is pulling out the cartoons. But I am going to show you what they are. Let's see. It was fun pulling the clip art. I got a new computer, and I haven't actually used a computer in over a year. Everything I do is like on a mobile app. And that was when I was working. So it was only work applications. So as far as like doing fun stuff like clip art and whatnot, it's been a long time. But I kind of remembered how to put it into a Word document and everything. So, and how to save the file. I was kind of proud of myself. I remembered. Okay. So this is going to go on this page, in this corner. My strings. Good thing I got a bunch of clips. Oh, you guys can't even see me. See, if I was live, someone would be yelling at me. I'm sorry. How long have I been off camera? You guys been yelling at me? Ugh. See, now that stuff like that makes me want to stop and re-record. But I'm already into it, so I guess at this point all I can do is apologize. And not do it again, or at least try. So when I did the stitching on the corner pieces, I only did the stitching on, where are they? Oh, they're in the pages, silly me. I only did it on the outside piece, the one that's actually gonna appear. All right, I'm making myself nervous now. Alright, in fact, why don't I just close that up? See, I didn't distress here, but what I'm going to do now is just let it dry, and then I'll distress it afterwards, because it's just the edges. Of course, I didn't do this either. LindaLee, you're not thinking. Alright, so the next piece is that. So I'm just going to leave that there for the moment. I am going to put a paper clip in there though, so it holds it in its place. Another corner guy. So let's go ahead and do some distressing first. So how is everybody? Do y'all have plans for Mother's Day? Are you able to see your mom wherever she may be? I don't know, with all this, you know, opening back up of being able to leave your house and businesses and stuff, I'm a little nervous on too much of a good thing, you know what I mean? Fortunately, Mom lives here, so I don't have to go anywhere. but as far as other people coming by and visiting, I'm still a little weary. We haven't really gone anywhere yet except for the grocery store still. Okay. Hello. Hoping I'm in frame. All right. These bigger blobs. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of clip this in place. And again, once I get everything kind of in its place that we're gluing, we're going to just end the video and give it till tomorrow, and then we're going to put all the cartoon stuff in it tomorrow, and I'll do another video. And if they're not too long, what I'll do is I'll edit them and put them together. Okay. So that's it in the first signature, the second signature. So the other one I put on this side, this one I'm going to put on the other side. And distress, yeah, I need to distress a little bit. I played with my stitching a little bit too, if you didn't notice. I went between 2 or 3 different settings and just kind of changed it up a little bit, just to keep it interesting. I used, I think I used it all up. Little Elmer glue, not Elmer's glue, but it was a glue stick that was not Elmer's here. And that's probably what's going on, because it might not have been it was kind of like an aftermarket. I think it was like the Dollar Tree brand. I got a bunch of them. Somebody gave them to me. So let's go ahead and at least do a little patchwork here. I found that the Elmer's glue sticks works actually very, very well. I even use it on fabrics and lace when I glue to paper. And this goes this way. And I've never had any problem with it really coming up. So, just a little something something for y'all. Glue stick works on lace and fabric. I did get some Fabri-Tac that I think, I don't know if I used it on any of the series that I'm doing for this journal or not, but judgment is still out on that. I'm not sure how I feel about Fabri-Tac. It's kind of messy, that's for sure. And being that I haven't used it that much just yet, I guess I don't really have quite an opinion yet on how well it works or not. Yeah, it really is a good thing I got all these little guys, huh? Kind of using them all. Sorry for my reach over. I'm trying. Okay, so that's going to be a tuck spot. Another corner. So once I get all this stuff put in, and then the decorating is primarily this, like this here. I'm going to do some random on the pages. Those bigger paper clips, I'll probably decorate a couple of those. Actually, I have some 4-inch paper clips that might be fun because a lot of the cartoon stuff is a little bit larger. For whatever reason, I wasn't quite thinking about size when I was printing all that stuff out. So I didn't really shrink too much down small. So the bigger paper clips actually might be a little bit better, so that I don't have to redo what I already did. And I already decided any of those cartoon stuff that I don't use in decorating that I made for this journal, I'm just going to put it in a pocket and give it to her. Because her son is like, I want to say 2 or 3. And they can play with that together. When we did some cleaning at the store I worked at before I retired, and they had those big presentation tablets, you know, the paper that you tear out. That's what I've been decorating my table with. Well, I got a couple of them because we had more than necessary and they didn't want to use them and whatever. So instead of them going to the garbage, I brought them home. But I gave one to them. So I think he still plays with it, you know, drawing and stuff. He's getting a little older, so he's probably actually starting to do more than just scribbles. He's a fun age, though. And he loves, loves, loves Bob, my boyfriend. Bob has his own knock when he goes to their door, and he knows it's them even before, or Bob, even before he sees them, he knows it's him at the door because of the knock. It's really cute. One more. I've never used these paper clip or these clothespins like this. It's kind of cool that I had them. All right, now this one is going to be a belly band, I believe. Yeah. And just distress it a little bit on the edges. So nothing crazy going on this video. It's just a matter of inserting some of this stuff. I'm not overly, or I'm not putting a lot of stuff in it, because I want to leave the majority of it available for her journaling, her drawing, game codes, whatever she might really use it for, but more of a journaling thing than any other. So Allison, if you watch my videos, I don't know if she does. I'm pretty certain that she subscribed to my channel. When I very first started it, they both jumped on her and her husband to support, but I don't know if they watch, you know what I mean? So that's why this part of it isn't going on YouTube until after the gift has been given. Let's in the middle. I guess I can afford to slide up a little bit. So as far as what we're doing for Mother's Day, my brother is going to come over. So my immediate family, I only have one sibling, so Richard is coming over. And we're going to have dinner together. So it'll be me, Mom, Bob, and Richard. And we're having salmon. So I'm going to cook salmon in our air fryer for all of us. I'll paper clip this little guy in here. So what I'll probably do is decorate these CD holders or sleeves before I glue them in. And then one more corner piece. A little bit of distressing. Let's see, we're almost done. So I just have like ledger paper on the inside of these little corner tucks. Flip things. I want to make a pad of paper. I have to gather up some coffee stain papers because I believe I still have a few pages that I didn't use in the journal, you know, that I used on these guys. So I can make like a little scrappy pad. I'm not going to be doing any additional pockets or anything on the floating envelope. That already has a couple of pockets. I just have to do something to fasten it so that the flap will stay closed. So I'll probably do that here too. Okay. So I guess I really can't lay this flat with pressure. Well, I have all these her clothespins. I keep wanting to call them paper clips. Well, all these clothespins are in here. So after it sets for a little while, I'll probably have to just remove them all and then squish it once there's no more glue oozing anywhere. And I think that's everything, right? 2 corner tucks, a side pocket, and a belly band. Here's the belly band. Okay, so now as far as a fastener for this, I'm probably going to use Velcro, but I still have this here, so I should probably put regular paper on it before I stick Velcro, because if I put Velcro on this, it could potentially lift it and come off, right? Let me grab, I have little Velcro dots, so I'll probably just use like 1 or 2 dots depending on how, I don't remember how big they are. If they're little, I'll use 2, but if they're decent size, I'll just use 1 in the middle. It's just right behind me. Let me grab them. Okay. So they are little. But I do want to put a piece of paper here first. What do I have that's close? Wow. That turned out pretty perfect. Let's just trim the edge a little bit. Just going to round this top corner a wee bit. And open this back up. You know, I have to get used to having a clock available too, because I never know how long my videos are. Not that it makes a difference. I just know that if it's less than an hour, it's easier to upload. But I'm done when I'm done, right? Okay, so I'm going to put glue on this, but I'm also going to lift that strip. Okay. All right, now where did I put the dots? There we go. So these are cute. These little tiny dots. And what I normally do is put them together. So the fuzzy part to the scratchy part, if that makes sense, so that it's a pair, you know, the top and the bottom, rather than trying to line them up. I just put them both together. And then when I flip it, they line up. They're pretty sticky too, so there. So now one part is here and the other part is here. And that way it holds it closed. So I have a pocket on the back of this. I've got a pocket right here, tuck spot, and tuck spot here. So I just want to put something else here. So I have a couple few tags that I would need to make. The big ones are going to go into the big deep pockets. So, and I've got paper in this graph paper. I folded it like an envelope. In the two pockets, I don't have anything in this pocket yet. And remember, I sewed it in the middle, putting these papers in there, so it's divided. It's not a big deep one that will fold. It's a pocket on either side. So this, for all intents and purposes, is done except for the cartoon stuff. So let me show you that. Let me cap some glues. And I'll show you the clip art that I found for this. Put these in here so I don't lose them. Actually, I'll take these out. So when I do the embellished paper clips, I have this size, which is a pretty good size, but I also have this size. So I'll leave them here so I can kind of figure out which ones I want to do. So I'll probably maybe make a couple few charms for the top part, and then embellish the bottom half that'll go in front and behind a page. I don't know, these are pretty big, aren't they? It's like 4 inches maybe, as opposed to 2. Yep, 2 and 4. So anyhow, I've got these tags. I have some other coffee dyed stuff that I'll probably decorate some. A couple of tags and graph index cards. I have a couple few glassine bags. This is a closed label, but it kind of looks like it would be a game. At least to me it does. I'm not a gamer. So I'll probably put some kind of string on here. I have a few envelopes to potentially decorate. Another one that I made. These are from a photo album. So I just sliced it right down the middle, and it has a pocket. This is where it was bound into the album itself. So I haven't decided whether I'm going to do something with these or not. But I cut it down so that it would either fit in that deep pocket, or I can fold it and, you know, kind of use it as like a tip-in with the pocket here. So for pictures or cheat sheets or whatever she wants to use it for. A couple little coin envelopes. I have, these are just scrap papers, some seed packets, more little papers, and envelopes. Boy, I pulled a lot of stuff out for this little journal. But this stuff here is the cartoony stuff. So I have Sonic. I have some of the Sonic characters. There's multiples in here. I don't know who any of these little people are or characters. I just know this is Sonic, the actual hedgehog himself. There's Sonic, but in red. I guess red is one of her colors. She likes red. But most of the cartoon stuff is in primary colors. So I'm going to start bringing in primary colors now on top of all the neutrals. I don't know who she is, but she goes with the Sonic characters. Another Sonic, a Sonic and Mario. So now I have some Mario stuff. I'm not even sure who the Mario characters are, except for I do know who Luigi is. So a little turtle. There's Luigi. And now Donkey Kong. So I've got the barrels, bananas. I got a few bananas. And a couple of monkeys. And then this stuff, I'm not sure where this stuff came from. I think these came with the anime stuff. So here is Sky from Final Fantasy 7. And then I don't remember this guy. He's the bad guy. He's the good guy. Actually, I think he was a good guy that turned bad guy. I don't know. Bob used to play the game, and it's a role play game, a single player. So it was like a story, so I used to watch it. But I got some voice bubbles, I guess they are. So she can put dialogue in there or draw. And then a female anime dragon. These are kind of cool too. I got a few of these. So she can fill in the boxes. They're both the same, just flipped. And then Pikachu. And some of the Pokemon characters, which I also, again, do not know the names of. But there's a few of them. Now, will I use all of these? Probably not. But like I said, I'm going to give her the ones that I don't use. So she can either further decorate or stick them for her son somewhere. Cute though, huh? So I'm blending cartoons and anime with vintage. And then I have some Disney scrap paper. So, and then some red polka dots and black polka dots. So the next video will be integrating all of this, really for the most part, into all of this. So now I can probably take off my clips and squish it flat, because all of anything that's going to ooze is probably already dried up or already oozed out. So with that, I'm going to end it for now. Until the next one. And depending on how long this one is, chances are that the next decorating video is going to be a separate one. But again, they won't come out until this weekend. So you won't be viewing it until today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so 3 days. But thanks for hanging out, and I will do a final flip through when it's all done, so you can kind of see how I managed to put the more modern day cartoons into a vintage style journal. It's gonna be fun. All right, folks, have a great day. Thanks for hanging out again. Bye-bye.